Okay, let's try this, shall we? I'll wait for some people to come in before I start. Man, over a minute and still no one's here. Hey, welcome, Damon. How are you doing? Okay, man, just waiting for people to come in and join so we can get into the discussion. Oh, I'm sorry you're upset, Damon. And apparently me and Zach D are now both streaming at the same time. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Gosh, I don't even know what to say to that, really. Except I'm sorry. Hey, Andrew. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect that, man. Once again, I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, I hear you, man. I was just mentioning when I came a couple of minutes ago that apparently Zach D and I are doing live streams at the same time because I just got a notification for his. So it looks like we might have a little competition on our hands. And I know everyone's going to go to his instead of mine. That's fine. Seems like it's just not my day to do this. Yeah, it does, Andrew. Oh, it's snowing up there in Minnesota? Yeah, I think I heard about that. It's supposed to be a really big blizzard up there. Hey, Brandon, how's it going, man? Welcome. I'm just waiting to see if we're going to get a couple of more people in here because this is the same amount of people I had in here earlier today when I tried to do this stream. And I cut it off after 10 minutes. So, oh yeah, Brandon, what's the good news? Hey, Jonathan, welcome. Well, Andrew, my favorite track off of Ember is definitely Torn in Two. I can say that with 100% competence. And yeah, Jonathan, I just saw that Zach D is having a stream the same time I am. And I already know that people are going to go to his over mine because he's bigger than me. I know that. That's not a knock on him at all. I hope or anything because I'm not. But yeah, Andrew, getting back to your question, my favorite track off of Ember is definitely Torn in Two. Hey, Tony, welcome. Now, The Dark of You is growing on you. What are my thoughts on that track? Uh, I like it, but I still think that Ashes of Eden off of Dark Before Dawn is 10 times better than that one. What hurts the song The Dark of You for me is the backup vocals. Uh, I don't think that Derek was needed in this song at all, and to me, it's too star setty for me in a way. Now I know that I'm fairly new to Starset, and they've done nothing but grow on me this last year. But if I wanted to go listen to a song that sounded like Starset, I'd go and listen to Starset. And that's what The Dark of You sounds like. It's got a Starset like title, and the overall mood and the atmosphere of that song is very reminiscent of Starset. It's just not, like I said, Dark of You is good. It's just not one of my favorites. Not one of my top favorites, anyway. Hey, Coda, how's it going? Welcome back, Tim. Oh, yeah, here's my, for those of you who weren't with me on my last stream, my best friend is here, Timothy Dowling. We've been best friends for about 15 years now, so everybody say hi to him and welcome him. Well, he was here last time, but you know, Tony says, would it be better to have Dustin Bates doing guest vocals? I don't think it would have mattered to me who was doing guest vocals on that song. Um, I still don't think I would have liked it that much, regardless. I think if they would have just stuck to Ben singing the song all the way through, I don't think I would have had such a problem with it like I did. But that's just me. Like I said, it's way too star setty for me. I missed some comments, I think. Oh yeah, Jonathan says the dark of you feels like a star set cover. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Oh, which song am I on now? Oh, I'm not. I'm not on any song. I got a comment from uh, Brandon a minute ago asking me my thoughts on the song "The Dark of You." So I haven't really started the review yet. I'm just answering comments and questions right now. Brandon says you got to see As We Ascend and Disciple last night, and it was awesome. And you got to talk to the singer of Spoken, and he said Ben was a strange individual. well, well, that's cool, man. As We Ascend, isn't that the band that used to be We As Human, if I remember right? Well, you saw Disciple. That's good, man. Disciple puts on an awesome show. Uh, Tim and I have seen Disciple. Well, I've seen them once with him, and they put on a fantastic show. That was a couple of years back, and you actually got to talk to the singer of Spoken. Wow, that's great, man. Okay, Jonathan says you still really enjoyed The Dark of You, but it's not as emotional as a lot of people are making it out to be. I definitely agree with that. I mean, the lyrics are fantastic in that song, but the overall mood and atmosphere and the double vocals really kill it for me. Coda asks, "What do I think of Down?" Well, Down is a really good song. Uh, I'm just going to go ahead and start my review now. I'll still be answering comments and questions. Uh, Brandon says, "Oh, it's a portion of We As Human." Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, here it is, guys. Yep, I got it in the mail Friday afternoon, and I've been listening to it ever since then. Really, just trying to get my overall bearings and thoughts about all the songs. Uh, One thing that I do in album reviews is I don't, if there's an intro and an outro or any instrumental track, I don't review that because I don't count them as full songs. So yeah, but the two instrumental tracks are the intros and the outros on here. You got the intro, Lyra, Zach D. Why am I not in your stream? Well, why aren't you in my stream? Well, I guess technically you are now, but yeah, I see that now. You are. But I don't, like I said, I don't review uh, intros, outros, any kind of instrumental tracks. So I'm not going to be reviewing Lyra or Lyra, however you say it, or Vega. Those are the two instrumental tracks. Oh, and by the way, Zach D, if you're still in here, I don't know if you are, but it's funny how we're. Oh, that's cool, man. I was just gonna say, Zach. It's funny how we both started live streams pretty much at the same time, and we're both talking about Ember. It's like great minds think alike. Oh man, you don't have to stop your stream because of me if you don't want to. Okay, I know I missed some stuff now. Coda says there's only a few times I didn't care for the harmonies and the vocals. It was kind of awkward at times, but for the most part, you thought it was solid and refreshing. That's cool. I assume you're talking about the dark of you, right? Oh, the album as a whole. Yeah, Zach, I did see the title of your stream. You got two Ember CDs. Yeah, I know you were telling me about that when I streamed earlier. But anyway, Lyra. How is it pronounced? Lyra or Lyra? Just so I know how to get it right. But yeah, Bring Me the Horizon. I kind of like them. I have one album by them, and that's their last album. That's the Spirit, and they said that they're going to go in a more pop direction for their next album, and I don't really know how I feel about that. But yeah. Zach, talking about Bring Me the Horizon. The lead singer, what's his name? Ollie Sykes said that they were going to go in a more pop direction for the next Bring Me the Horizon album. And I really don't know how I feel about that. I saw that on another music channel here on YouTube called Rock Feed. Yeah, it scares me too, Tony. I don't know what Ollie has in store. Oh, Zach, you thought I was talking about Breaking Benjamin? No. Oh, if Breaking Benjamin ever went pop, I think I'd crash my monitor. Uh, I'd crash. I'd pretty much take a wrecking ball and have Miley Cyrus come through my bedroom window. That's probably what would happen if Breaking Benjamin decided to go pop. Yeah, I agree with both Tim and Jonathan. I don't understand why people complain about uh, sounding the same. I mean, for me, I don't mind if a band sounds the same, because if you go too far away from what people know you as, or stuff like that, I think you're going to lose a lot of your fan base. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, it's okay to experiment with your sound every once in a while, but if it doesn't work, go back to what works. That's what I say. Oh, Zach, you don't listen to Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, mainstream metal bands like Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, I'm not a huge Bring Me the Horizon fan, but yeah, I like That's the Spirit. And I know everyone always talks about their previous album, Sempiternal, but I can't comment on that one because I haven't heard that one. I've heard it's really good, probably their best, one of their best. And Jonathan says you like pop, but you don't go to Breaking Benjamin or Bring Me the Horizon for pop. Yeah, I totally understand that. Zach D, have I heard of Between the Buried and Me? I have heard of them. I think I tried checking out. I totally lost my train of thought all of a sudden. Yes, I have heard of Between the Buried and Me. I haven't given them a fair chance though. Sip a turtle. Yeah, sip a turtle. Well, I don't really have any turtles here to sip, but I got a Dr. Pepper here somewhere. My best friend Tim and I, we always have a lot of inside jokes between us. So, uh, yeah, Zach, you like how all your oh, I can't read either. You like how all your loyal subs like my channel more? Really? I would have thought it would be the other way around. I mean, your channel is bigger than mine. I'm not going to make an inappropriate joke there. It's tempting, but I'm not going to do it. Oh, and they're. I said I wasn't going to do it, Zach. So, yeah. Between the Buried and Me's latest album is great. I've heard it's really good. You're too metal for some people, Zach D. Okay, I'm trying to see what comments I missed. Andrew, Close Your Eyes is more emotional than Dark of You. I agree with that. And the funny thing about it is, Close Your Eyes isn't even a slow song. That's probably one of the heaviest songs off of Ember. Zach D, a lot of your subs prefer rock. Well, you know, rock is very popular. I wish that rock and metalcore, whatever kind of genre you want to throw out there, I wish it was more popular than it was. You know, yeah. Timothy's right. He never thought that he'd see the day where I liked the heavy music that I like now. Because you know, us being best friends for 15 years, he can tell you the only thing that I used to like growing up was country music, and I would get him into country artists like Rascal Flatts and Keith Urban and just whoever you can think of. But he's the one that got me into rock music. So I have him to thank for me liking bands like Skillet and real old school Hawk Nelson. I don't know if anyone remembers them, but there was a time when that band used to be really good punk rock. I guess that's what you classify them as back in the day. Now they're contemporary and awful, but they actually used to be really good. John says the only metal you listen to is Asking Alexandria. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them. I don't like Asking Alexandria. I don't like Black Veil Brides. I know that's the other band that gets a lot of criticism. Exactly. It is what it is. A lot of real metalheads don't like you because you're not about the satanic black metal stuff. Well, I'm not into that kind of stuff either. The heaviest that I've been able to go in my rock music journey, or metal journey, I should say, is metalcore. And I know that that's another genre that gets crapped on a lot, but that's where I'm at right now. And I'm not saying I'm going to stay in that transition forever. You know, I may move on to heavier stuff later down the road, but for right now, metalcore really speaks to me. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Oh, Jonathan, you do like Hawk Nelson. I'm glad that Tim and I aren't the only ones here that know of Hawk Nelson. Oh yeah, Zach D. I've definitely heard of Dream Theater. See, all these bands that people talk about, I've heard of these bands. I just haven't really given them a fair chance. I don't know why you typed metal twice, Zach D. I didn't even notice it till you mentioned it. Wow, almost 30 minutes in, and I haven't even begun the review. So allow me to start now. The first track off of Ember is the intro called Lyra, however you want to say it. But there's not really much to say about it. It's like a 30-second piano intro that leads directly into the next song, track number 2, which is the first official song from Ember, and that is the song Feed the Wolf. Now, Feed the Wolf is definitely one of my favorites. It didn't start out that way. When Feed the Wolf was released, I liked everything about it, but I didn't really care for the chorus because Ben's voice just seemed really overproduced. It seemed like uh, it wasn't even him singing the chorus half the time. And that's one problem that I have with this album. Half of it sounds like Ben singing, and the other half, it doesn't really sound like him at all as far as what I was hearing. But then again, everyone has a different style that they like, and if people like that, then that's great. Excuse me. Tim was asking if I have the album in my stereo. No, I don't. The album's in here, just in case you guys are interested. I mean, I know. I'm trying to straighten it up for you. I really like how that album looks. I like how colorful and dark it is. I'm kind of scared to play it in my stereo because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Uh, that's my only fear. That's why I'm not playing any music right now. I've thought about playing music on my live streams, but like I said, I'm scared about copyright. But anyway, oh yeah, Tony, I agree. It is a beautiful design. I agree. Dark before dawn for us to see. Yeah, the lighting in my room is horrible for these live streams. Oh yeah, good to have you back, Tony. If I'm being honest, I didn't even really know you were gone. But welcome back. I won't get a strike, Jonathan. You're sure about that? Oh, you went to Zach's stream. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it makes sense now. You told him to say hi. Oh, I get it now. MJ Nation does it all the time. Oh, okay, Jonathan. He plays music low so he doesn't get a copyright strike. Oh, that's clever. I might do that in my next stream. I'll save it for something else. Plus, even though my CD player is literally right here beside me, I'm too lazy to actually take this and just pop it in there. So many buttons that you have to push, and it just takes. If it takes longer than 30 seconds to a minute, I won't bother. So yeah. Oh, you finished your stream now, Zach? That's cool. I know, Jonathan. Laziness to the max. and honesty to the max, yeah. Honesty is always the best policy. Sometimes. I'm joking. Zach D says, "Am I looking forward to the new Knives album?" I know that that's Ryan Clark, his side project. For those of you who don't know, and I know everyone here knows. Well, I think everyone here knows. Ryan Clark is the lead singer of Demon Hunter. Uh, I'm not really looking forward to it, honestly. Um, then again, I haven't. It isn't Knives more of an electronic band? And you guys know how I am when it comes to electronics and rock music or metal music, whatever. And John says Red Cold River is probably your least favorite on Ember. I agree. Definitely my least favorite too. Uh, and speaking of Red Cold River, that brings me to number 3 off of Ember, and that is Red Cold River. I didn't really like this song from the minute it came out. Uh, it begins very abruptly. Everything about this song feels abrupt to me. Like no real build up uh, in the verses. You know, it's got these slow slow building verses that only has a couple of lines of lyrics, and then it just goes straight into the chorus where Ben screams, "Run, run, run, red cold river." I mean, I feel like the build up and the payoff isn't really there. Like it hits you, but it just comes out of nowhere, and I don't really like that about Red Cold River. Zach D, you don't like electronic all that much either, but Ryan Clark can make any genre sound good. I'll definitely give that a fair chance. Tim says, but it has so many different lyrics and it never repeats. Yeah, Tim knows, him being my best friend and all, he knows how much I don't like repetitive lyrics in music. I hate that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. And you guys are making jokes about the chain smokers. I know who the chain smokers are. Haven't listened to them. Yada yada yada. I don't really care about them. So. Oh no, Tim. Definitely not. Chain smokers aren't metal. Yeah, they're just making jokes. Sometimes they'll take a band and they'll make jokes about it and compare it and say it's the greatest thing they've ever heard. Oh, okay. You didn't know he was joking. Okay, I got you. So what was the song that you heard on K-Love, Zach? That was lyrically uncreative. Anyway, number 4. I feel like I'm not even really doing a review at this point. Number 4 off of Ember is the song Tourniquet. Now, I didn't really know how I was going to take this song the first time I heard it, but it's really a heavy song. All of the songs on this album, except for "The Dark of You," is heavy in its own way. I would go on record as saying that this is one of Breaking Benjamin's heaviest albums. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Yeah, Tim, that's a good idea. Play the songs as I'm reviewing them. Oh, Tourniquet is your favorite song, Tony? That's cool. Well, Tourniquet is a really good song. I didn't really know what to expect. I like how in the beginning it starts off with this really cool guitar riff, and then all of a sudden it just explodes into Ben singing the line, this, I don't even remember the line. Hold on, let me get the lyric booklet out. Take this love. That's what he says. And it's one of the longest screams that I've ever heard Ben do in any Breaking Benjamin album that I can remember. And Zach D says, Ember is their heaviest since Saturate. That's That surprises me, honestly, because Saturate was their very first album that came out back in 2002. So that's like 16 years. Wow. I'm really surprised by that. Uh, uh, God, I'm skipping comments left and right. Andrew says you would even say the dark of you was heavier than it needed to be. Uh, I don't really know if I agree with that, Andrew. Um, I don't know how to back up my opinion on that. But yeah, Tim. Tourniquet has a good intro. Uh, I like the lyrics too. I mean, I know I complain a lot about recycled lyrics, but Breaking Benjamin is probably the one band that knows how to take all these recycled lyrics and make it work time and time again. Um, some of my favorite lyrics, if you guys don't mind me sharing, some of my favorite lyrics from Tourniquet is the pre-chorus. Because I don't want to live inside this hell. It's something simple and it's something that everybody can relate to. Uh, Zach Diaz, do I think a lot of Christian bands are going downhill? I would say yes. Uh, I look at my favorite band, Skillet. Look at the album they came out. Unleashed, that came out last year. I definitely did not like that album. Oh yeah, Tim. That band, Wage War. That's the band. But yeah, the pre-chorus on Tourniquet is really good. Uh, I also like the chorus that says, "Take the fire from within, you won't break me. Love will tie the tourniquet and suffocate me." Um, I don't really know what a tourniquet is, to be exact, but isn't it um, something that you tie up a wound with, like if a part of your body is bleeding really bad, that you kind of use it as a plug to stop the bleeding? Isn't that what a tourniquet is? Oh, okay, and it helps the blood stop. Okay, I thought that's what it was. I was just trying to clarify. Well, that's I think that's creative. I don't think Breaking Benjamin has ever had a song title that unique before. Yeah, a tourniquet is a device that doctors use to stop the blood flow. Yeah, that's cool. I Tony says Unleashed by Skillet aged terribly. Yes, it did. Uh, I hope that the next album that Skillet comes out with is a lot like Comatose and Collide, and I'll even take Alien Youth from back in 2001. Okay, Zach D says X-Doll is known as extreme metal. They're in the same genre as bands like Meshuggah. X-Doll is way more on the hardcore side. I see. Tourniquet is pretty dark. Yeah, I agree, Tony. But then again, what do you really expect from Breaking Benjamin? I mean, most of their songs are pretty dark anyway. Notice I said most of them, not all of them. Oh, and yeah, Tim brings up a good point. Evanescence has that song, Tourniquet. My God, my tourniquet, return to me salvation. I really like that song. It's been a while since I've listened to it. Oh, and Zach D, you hate Evanescence. Well, that's your opinion, man. I'm not a huge fan of Evanescence, but I do like a majority of what Amy Lee brings to the table. She has a phenomenal voice. There's no arguing that point at all. She's a phenomenal singer. I like songs like Going Down. I'm Going Down. Going Under. Tourniquet. Everybody's Full. My Immortal. My Heart is Broken. Uh, yeah, I screwed that one up, Tim. Going Down. I like a lot of the classics from Evanescence. Hey, Jonathan said Stryper still makes great music. That's cool. Yes, Zach D, I did mean Going Under. I said Going Down, but I meant Going Under. Yeah. And Tony says, does the song Tourniquet feel like a rendition? Who don't like Breaking Benjamin for being too heavy? And Breaking Benjamin's not even that heavy. I'll be back in a second, guys. Oh, and Tim, when he said, what's a sub? He's talking about one of his subscribers to his YouTube channel. At least I think that's what he's talking about. But, okay. We left off on number 4, Tourniquet. So number 5 is the song Psycho. Now, this is actually one of my favorites off of the album. The first time I heard this, I was instantly drawn to it because it reminds me of something that could be featured off of We Are Not Alone and possibly even Saturate. Well, maybe not Saturate, but definitely We Are Not Alone and possibly even Phobia. Only says the song Tourniquet is 100% original. Just the screams gave you a had enough vibe. Oh, I see. That's cool. But the song Psycho is really good. It sounds like the old school Breaking Benjamin. The chorus is absolutely phenomenal, in my opinion, with the lines, in the cold eternal light, I am the ember fading. Every scar we try to hide, I am the fake you made me. I really like that last line, I am the fake you made me. That, I guess it is possible for someone to turn someone into something that's fake. because I guess you get this expectation that people, there's a certain standard for that you think that you have to live up to for people. And so they turn you into this fake person, and you have to be as fake as you can be around them. So, and that's not the way to go about it. I definitely like that line. I am the fake you made me. But it's a really good song. I definitely check this one out. And now we come to number 6, which has already been discussed, and that's the song The Dark of You. It features a guest vocalist. His name is Derek Huff. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, honestly. But I feel that Derek was not needed in this song at all. The double vocals really bring this song down for me. The lyrics are great, though. That's one thing that I don't like. I don't like when a song has really great lyrics, but it sounds bad to me. I don't like that. Well, that's cool, Tony, if you liked it. I don't hate The Dark of You. I really don't. It's just not as prominent as other Breaking Benjamin songs in the past. Yeah, Andrew, I agree. Waste of a feature. Should have done back and forth with the verses. That would have been cool. I would have been okay with that. But it has such great lyrics, and that's what kind of pisses me off about it. Like the chorus, fade away to the wicked world we live, and I become the dark of you. Well, Tim, the song that I'm going over next is The Dark of You. I was talking about how it's a good song, but it features a guest vocalist named Derek Huff. And I don't really think that he was needed in the song, and it really kind of drags the song down for me. It's good, but it's not great. I was just talking about the some of the lyrics. The lyrics are really good. It just doesn't sound that great to me. Like I said, the chorus of The Dark of You says, fade away to the wicked world we live, and I become the dark of you. Say a prayer for the wounded heart within, as I become the dark of you. And I don't know if this is part of the chorus too, or if it's the bridge. I'm going to call it the bridge. But it says, when all has come to life, we live, we breathe, we die. They call me to the light, forever lost in time. With every dream we find, we feed, we burn, we lie. The fall of humankind, the everlasting light. That's probably the chorus, and the bridge are definitely my favorite parts of the song, because Derek isn't really featured, or at least I don't think he's featured. But anyway, yeah, Dark of You is okay at best. But yeah, Andrew, Ben's delivery feels a little more rough for such a delicate tone. Yeah, I agree. Okay, and speaking of down, Timothy, that's the next one. Number 7 is Down. I really like how this one starts off with this creepy little intro. Like, it sounds like aliens are about to come and attack the earth or something like that. But I really like Down. It's got everything that you would expect from a Breaking Benjamin song. It's got, the same cool cryptic type lyrics. It's got, you know, awesome instrumentals. The drumming's really good. Ben's vocals sound really good. Um, and again, a lot of my favorite parts for songs, depending on what it is the chorus. The chorus to me is what makes the song. Because I mean, you can have a good verse all day long, but if that chorus doesn't stick the landing, then in my opinion, the song's not going to be as good. But Down is another kind of song that I think could have been on maybe We're Not Alone or even Dear Agony, maybe even Dark Before Dawn. I really like it. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely up there in my top favorites. Oh, and this is a really cool picture of the band in the booklet. Wow, that is grainy as all get out. I've totally missed the conversation that you guys are having. I am in my own little reviewing world over here. But just because I'm paying attention, Seven Dust is a good band. Yeah. I agree with Tony. Oh, down is growing on you, Tim. Well, I'm glad. That's good. It's definitely, like I said, one of my favorites from the album. But next, we have track number 8, and this, Tim has heard me say this for the last couple of days. This is my favorite song off of the album by far, and that's Torn in Two. This song was hyped up for almost a year. Because and Tim, I don't think you know the story, or I don't think I ever told you. I guess it just kind of slipped my mind. But a while back, Breaking Benjamin previewed the song "Torn in Two" in an Instagram post. At least I think it was Instagram. And people have been looking forward to this song ever since that day. And, normally when a song is hyped up like a year in advance, the expectations are so high that when the song finally is released, sometimes what happens? You end up being disappointed, right? Well, I'm happy to say that Torn in Two not only lived up to the hype, it exceeded it, in my opinion. I love absolutely everything about Torn in Two. I love the lyrics. I love how Ben sings it. I love that chorus, gets me every time. It says, I am torn in two. Hold on. We're barely alive. I am faded through. Hold on. The fallen arise. But I really love this last part that says, I will fight this war for you and let the dawn of love survive. Broken, I crawl back to life. I love those lyrics. And I love that the chorus is featured very prominently throughout this song. Like, normally you hear the chorus like maybe once, twice over the course of a song. But I think in this song you hear it 3 or 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. And I love it because that's definitely the best part of this whole song. Oh, yeah, Zach, Torn in Two is one of your favorites. Yeah, man, it's great. I love it. And I love the second verse really sticks out to me. I know it seems like I'm a teacher and I'm just reading off stuff, but I love the second verse especially. I think it has the most creative lyrics other than the chorus. It says, is this the fate Is this the fate we fall between? Deface, deface the life inside of me, drain the heart of atrophy, and take away the remedy. Yeah, I'm not going to sing the chorus, even though it is really tempting for me. Um, yeah, Jonathan, I don't know anyone who doesn't like Torn in Two either. Uh, uh, yeah, Tim, I'm glad you're liking it. Might be your fave off the album. That's good, man. I'm glad. And it's only your third time listening, but you really like it. Oh yeah, I'm glad you like it, man. So that was the song that I was most excited to show you. Oh, Zach D. Besides Ember, what are my other favorite albums of the year so far? Yeah, just like Jonathan said, "Beautiful Death" by Slaves. That's the only other album that's come out this year that um, I can honestly say is up there with Breaking Benjamin. I think I gave Beautiful Death by Slaves like an 8 out of 10. Uh, but I give Ember by Breaking Benjamin uh, an 8.5 out of 10. So Breaking Benjamin is right here, and Slaves is just, it's close. It's really close for me. I hear everybody talking about that Judas Priest album, Firepower. Now I still haven't checked it out. Oh, Tony, you attempted the chorus of Torn in Two, and you sounded pretty good. Well, that's good. Tim, you might try it in your room. That's good. Zach D, your favorites of the year so far: Breaking Benjamin's Ember, Outsider from 3 Days Grace. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised that one's up there for you. Auto, oh, I'm horrible with pronouncing names. Automata, is that how you pronounce it? Automata 1 by Between the Buried and Me, and Firepower from Judas Priest. That's an interesting list. I mean, you got Breaking Benjamin, Between the Buried and Me, and Judas Priest. I would expect those from you, but definitely 3 Days Grace. I didn't see that one coming, Zach. But that's cool, man. I like some of the stuff off of Outsider. Infrared is my favorite song. Uh, but this isn't about 3 Days Grace. This is about Breaking Benjamin, because Breaking Benjamin is God. I mean, let's just put it out there right now. Not really. Anyway, okay, we left off on Torn in Two. Number 9, this is also one of my least favorites, and that's the song Blood. I just don't like this song at all. Um, and it's the chorus that drags it down for me. I mean, the verses are fine. It sounds good. It sounds like anything else you would expect from Breaking Benjamin. Crunching guitar riffs. Ben's vocals are on point as far as the verses go. But the chorus, I don't like the chorus at all. I don't like how it goes back and forth between Ben's vocals and the backup vocals. And Ben's voice just doesn't sound right on that chorus. I don't like it at all. But yeah, Tim, I'm talking about Blood. Blood is my other least favorite, up there with Red Cold River. I just don't. Everything else sounds fine. That chorus, I don't know. It doesn't hit me at all. Well, that's cool if you disagree with me, Jonathan. We all have our preferences. But yeah, Blood, in my opinion, is skippable. I'll say that. As far as I go, it's skippable. Okay, so number 10 is the song Save Yourself. Now, this one is good. Well, hold on. But before I start talking about Save Yourself, there are a couple of things about Blood that I actually do like. I may not like the chorus, but I love the once again, it goes back to the songwriting. I love some of the lyrics in the first verse, especially when it says, sick of all that was, tired of all that is. Once again, it's a line that's very relatable to people. And they have another line that's similar to that in the second verse of Blood. It says, nothing ever was, nothing ever is. It'll leave it to Breaking Benjamin to have these, like I said before, these cryptic lyrics. And that's one thing that I really like about them. But anyway, getting on to number 10, Save Yourself. Save Yourself is really good. This is also probably one of my least favorites. It's still good, but I definitely think there are songs on this album that are much better than Save Yourself. Now, I know I talked about not liking the chorus in Blood, about how it's back and forth. I actually like that on Save Yourself. The Save Yourself starts off with, once again, a powerful intro with heavy guitars, beautiful drumming. And then Ben just screams the opening line, and then the next line he sings it. Of course, I don't know if that is Ben screaming. I know that other members of the band do the screaming as well. Oh, Jonathan says Blood sounds like something off of Saturate. I can see that. And Save Yourself has a monster chorus. I can't remember what it. Yeah, I would agree. Just from the songwriting along, and just how emotional Ben sounds when he sings it. So save yourself. I leave this world tonight. There's nothing left. I see the sun arise. My dying breath, I keep this prayer alive. Yeah, that is a great chorus. Okay, guys, now we have track number 11. This is the last full song off of Ember, and that's the song Close Your Eyes. Now, to me, this is one of the heaviest songs on the album, for without question. And I think it's a really good way to close out the album. I'm trying to think of what to say. It sounds. Jonathan says, "Close Your Eyes" reminds him of the band Seven Dust. I can definitely see that. The guitar work sounds like a Seven Dust song. Of course, this makes no sense if there are people out there who haven't listened to Seven Dust before. But Seven Dust, I can definitely see them being influenced by Seven Dust. Zach, do you consider Close Your Eyes one of your favorites? Oh, yeah, I do too. I do too, definitely. And I agree, Andrew. It's a great ending track. And Jonathan, you think the chorus sounds similar to Unknown Soldier from Phobia? Hmm, that's cool. Yeah, I think Close Your Eyes is definitely a great way to end the album. And of course, you have number 12, which is the other instrumental called Vega. Uh, I don't talk about instrumentals like I said earlier. Uh, oh yeah, Zach, I'm still going to be streaming even though I'm done reviewing the album. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go, but I'll try to stay on as long as I can, as long as I feel like it. But overall, I would give Ember, like I said earlier, an 8.5 out of 10. That's my official rating. And I rate it like this. There's 10 official songs off of the album. There's 2 that I don't like, Blood and Red Cold River. So that's how I get my 8.5 out of 10. But overall, I think it's a really good album. I don't think that it doesn't beat Dear Agony for me. If I'm being completely honest, and I want you guys to try to understand this. Um, this album doesn't beat We Are Not Alone to me. It doesn't beat Phobia. It doesn't beat Dear Agony. And to be quite honest with you, to me, it doesn't even beat Dark Before Dawn. And the reason that it doesn't beat any of those albums for me is because there are so many other songs that I connect with from Breaking Benjamin that sound really, really more phenomenal than anything this album could have ever produced. Uh, my question is, where were the songs like So Cold on this album? Where were songs like Without You? Well, I guess Without You, I'm sorry, Torn in Two could be looked at as the Without You, to me anyway. But where were songs like Crawl or Diary of Jane? I mean, that's just me though. So this is Breaking Benjamin's what, 6th album, and I would put this at number 4. 1 being Dear Agony, 2 being Phobia, 3 would be Dark Before Dawn. I would say that. Number 4 would be Ember. Well, now that I think about it, Ember would probably be number 5. Let me start over. Number 1 is Dear Agony. Number 2 is Phobia. Number 3 is Dark Before Dawn. Number 4 is We're Not Alone. 5 would be Ember. And number 6 would be Saturate. Wow, I didn't think it would be that far down the list. Yeah, Zach, I know that that probably surprises you. But yeah, like I said, I'm not hating on this album at all. It's a really good album. it lived up to my standards. It lived up to Breaking Benjamin's standards. But I just feel like those other albums are so much better. Yeah, Tim asks, where were songs like Hollow? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I know, Jonathan. I've seen a lot of people say that Dark Before Dawn is better than Ember 2. And I don't care if it's blasphemy or not, Zach D. I'm on that side of the fence, too. Oh yeah, Zach, definitely. I mean, every album, every one of Breaking Benjamin's albums has something to come back to. Uh, from Ember, it's going to be Torn in Two, Feed the Wolf, Psycho, Close Your Eyes, Down. Those are all great songs. But this was a heavy album, which I liked. And John says Dark Before Dawn is a really good album, but it does feel recycled in places. Well, but then again, what Breaking Benjamin album doesn't feel recycled in some way? Whether it's the guitars, the lyrics, you know. But that other album, Zach asked, do I at least think Breaking Benjamin put out a better new album than Demon Hunter? Oh, yeah, definitely. It doesn't even come close. Breaking Benjamin definitely outshined Demon Hunter. No question. Jonathan, you say Saturate or Phobia didn't feel recycled at all. Well, maybe not Saturate because, and yet, yes, Tim, Saturate was the first album. I think that's the only album from then that I don't think you've heard yet. I may have showed you a couple of songs from Saturate, but I don't think I ever showed you the whole thing. It's pretty good. Oh, if Breaking Benjamin went country, Zach, I would. Well, I would go into graphic detail, but I don't want to get banned from YouTube. So, yeah, all the songs on both albums stand out extremely well. It's very unique. I can, yeah, some of them do. I can agree with that, Jonathan. But there's one song off of Phobia that I've never liked, and I'm gonna let you guys guess what song that is. If you're right, then you win absolutely nothing. If you're wrong, then you win absolutely nothing. No, Zach, I don't have any cookies to give out. But like I said, there's one song off of Phobia that I've never liked, and I want you guys to guess which one it was. I'm glad it made you laugh. Let's see. Here we are. No, I like that one, and I like You Fight Me. So that not two strikes for you, Zach. Nope. Dance with the Devil is one of my favorites from there. Topless. That's not the song I'm talking about, but that is also one of my least favorites. I never got the appeal of that song. I don't really get the song Topless. That's why. Uh, Zach D guessed it. You're right. You. I don't understand the appeal to that song. I don't. I've never liked the song You. There's something about it that I don't like. I don't like. It's very slow and meticulous to me. It does. I wish I was kidding you, Jonathan, but I'm not. You doesn't do anything for me. Well, that's cool, man. I mean, if you like it, if you have a strong connection, then that's great. I'm not trying to put it down, but to me personally, it doesn't do anything for me. It seems like your two favorites, you and Anthem of the Angels, are two of my least favorites. Really, Tim? I always thought you didn't like that song. I mean, maybe I was wrong, but I could have sworn you told me that you didn't like that. Oh, for the chorus. Well, I can agree with that. I do like the chorus, but yeah, I can understand that, Jonathan. Oh, and by the way, Zach D, what you were trolling about, you said that your least favorite alphaphobia is Fire to My Soul. If I'm not mistaken, that's a Demon Hunter song from the Triptych. What? Oh, you did tell me that. I think the line is, "There is nothing left of you." I think Jonathan asked me what's my favorite album of all time. Well, and this is just me, personal opinion here. It'd have to be "Comatose" by Skillet, and I'm not just saying that because Skillet's my favorite band. Yeah, Tim knew that. He's known that for a long time. Comatose is one of yours. That's cool. Well, what's yours, Jonathan? I want everybody everybody write down what your favorite album of all time is. I made Zach mad. Well, he can get over it. I'm just kidding. You know, I wasn't put on this world to cater to you people, okay? Even though, if you think about it, streaming and having an audience is kind of like me catering. So maybe I am, maybe I am catering. Now you see, Jonathan, I know you're joking about that, as I know when you guys are being sarcastic now. Oh, Zach D, you said your favorite album is Power Slave by Iron Maiden. That's cool. Yeah, Zach, you said Power Slave by Iron Maiden, right? That's your favorite album. Now, if I were to sit here and give you a top 10 of what my favorite albums would be, I wouldn't be able to do it because besides Comatose by Skillet being my number one, I haven't really thought about um, any other albums that could be up there. That's actually, yeah, I agree, Zach. That is really hard to do. Uh, but yes, Skillet's Comatose is definitely number one for me, and that's just because I've liked that album for over 10 years now. Uh, I connect with a lot of the songs. I connect with a lot of the lyrics, and plus me being a Christian, that does add to it as well. Don't get me wrong, me being a Christian isn't the only reason why I like it. Yeah, Tim, I remember, uh, I remember how much you liked Flyleaf's debut album. And that's a good choice, definitely. Um, I know that I was never as big into Flyleaf as you were, but I still give Lacey Sturm a lot of credit. She's another fantastic vocalist, fantastic singer, and she wrote some amazingly thought provoking lyrics when she was in Flyleaf. I mean, songs like "All Around Me," "I'm So Sick," Cassie's definitely one of my favorites from Flyleaf, just because the story behind it about how, I don't know if you guys know this, but the song, do you guys even know the song Cassie from Flyleaf? You know, besides Tim and I, that's old school for us. Oh yeah, Zach. Well, Cassie by Flyleaf is a very emotional song. I mean, it's a hard hitting song, but the message behind the song is really powerful because there was a girl named Cassie a long time ago, and someone came up to her and asked her the simple question, "Do you believe in God?" And she answered yes. And the person shot her and killed her for saying yes. So that's what the song's about. And that's a shame, you know, just to, that's a shame, you know, you can't proclaim what you believe anymore in this day and age. Even if you're not a Christian, you got to respect people. You know, you got to respect all beliefs, even if it doesn't coincide to what you believe. I mean, just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I'm going to attack atheists for how they believe, or it doesn't mean that I'm going to attack. Uh, I'm not going to attack Muslims or Buddhists just because I don't necessarily agree with a lot of their methods. Or, you know. Oh yeah, Tim brings up a good point. Flyleaf, even though a lot of the members are Christian and most of their lyrics are Christian based, Flyleaf is not recognized as a Christian band. I don't know how many people knew that. Someone someone hates you because you grew up in church. That makes no sense. But yeah, Cassie is a really good emotional song. Uh, Definitely one of my favorites from Flyleaf. But if I had to pick a favorite song by Flyleaf of all time, and Tim, you may know this already because I've talked about this song plenty of times before, and it's not even from Flyleaf's debut. It's from their next album, Memento Mori. Yeah, Tim knows which one I'm talking about, and that's the song "This Close." I don't even have words to begin to describe that one. Uh, you talk about emotional, deep, thought-provoking lyrics. I mean that's all I can say. You're just gonna have to hear it for yourself. I love the imagery in the song "This Close." I mean, just the opening line of the song gets me. I had a dream that we were dead, but we pretended that we still lived. I mean, even though I write lyrics, I wish I could have come up with something as creative as that. Yeah, Jonathan, I agree. Memento Mori is a great album. I would even go as far as to say, and Tim, I don't know if you knew this about me or not, but I would go as far as to say that Memento Mori is my favorite Flyleaf album. But yeah, Zach, that's crazy, man. Yeah, Zach, I'm getting into Trivium. I mean, I have, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm just now really getting into Trivium. I have their last two albums, Silence in the Snow and the Sin and the Sentence. I actually have the Sin and the Sentence by Trivium right here. Uh, Silence in the Snow is somewhere in my pile of crap, but hey, Jonathan says that's exactly what you think about when you listen to "You" by Breaking Benjamin. The imagery about looking back at your past and telling a loved one to live a better life than you lived is deep. Oh, that is deep. Uh, I can definitely get on board with that. Even if I don't like the song "You," I can respect what it's about. Zach D, you don't have "Silence in the Snow," nor do you want to pick it up. That album gets a lot of crap, and honestly, I don't really understand it. I mean, I know it's not as heavy as the Sin and the Sentence, or I've heard a lot of people talk about their previous albums like Shogun, and that's really the only one I know of, to be honest. It's more boring. Well, that's fine. You know, we all have our preferences, like you said earlier. Oh, their debut album, Ember to Inferno, is their heaviest album. I might have to check that out. Tim says, "Why does Hold On" from Torn in Two keep playing over and over in your head?" Because it's just that good of a song, and it's growing on you. That's the same way it was for me. I was singing Torn in Two the whole day at work Saturday or yesterday. I couldn't get the song out of my head, and it helped me get through the day. Yeah, Zach D, I've realized that it's always the debut albums that are the heaviest. Yeah, But hey, I mean, if it's anything like the sin and the sentence, I mean, is it anything kind of close to that? Because if it's like the sin and the sentence, then I'm definitely gonna like it, I think. Jonathan, you put a lot of songs from Silence in the Snow on your playlist. You can't listen to the full album together. That's fair. I mean, uh, my two favorites, just in case anyone's wondering, my two favorites from Silence in the Snow by Trivium is the title track, Silence in the Snow, and Until the World Goes Cold. Zach D says Demon Hunter, Breaking Benjamin, Metallica, and Soilwork are the exact same way. Oh, you mean their their debut albums were the heaviest? Well, I've heard Demon Hunt. I've heard some of Demon Hunter's debut album, and I've heard Breaking Benjamin's debut, Saturate. But Metallica and Soilwork, I haven't listened to those. And I know, Zach, you keep telling me to check out Soilwork. I know you've been harping on me about that for a while now. And I promise you, I will get around to looking them up. Time to get onto the metal bandwagon. I thought I was already on it. I guess not. Hey, I like metal core, but anyway, anyway, in all seriousness, Zach D, why I know check out Soilwork, because I don't know why, just been procrastinating. Well, yeah, I mean, I know you guys harp on metalcore, but there are some good metalcore bands out there. You know, Wage War, uh, Wage War, Demon Hunter, uh, The Amity Affliction, Kill Switch Engage. Well, that's four. That counts, right? Yeah, Zach D, just for you, I promise I will check out Soilwork. And in my next stream, I will give you my assessment, and all will be right with the world. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to go for another 14 minutes. I'm going to cut it off at the 2 hour mark. This is actually the longest stream I've ever done. Uh, quite an amazing feat to me. Yeah, yeah, man. Thank you, Tim. Um, I think the longest stream I ever did was an hour and a half or close to that. So, I think after this, I'm going to go take a shower and huh, just relax, play some video games, whatever. Hey, I might even listen to Soilwork, Zach. Zach D. Demon Hunter, August Burns Red, As I Lay Dying, Between the Buried and Me, and a small amount of Kill Switch Engage, all the metalcore you like. Well, that's cool. Those are some good bands. Oh yeah, Trivium is metalcore. Yeah, man, my bad mood is gone. Yeah, I was having one of my moods earlier in the day. I just haven't been doing much, but it's gone. It's over with. It's just same old stuff. Um, what games am I gonna play, Zach D? I've been playing the game Sleeping Dogs a lot. Um, I know that game is like a couple of years old, but I don't care. It's new to me, and I think it's a fantastic game. And I also just recently, hold on, I went to Walmart the other day uh, with my mom. My mom has got this Roku thing now, and my mom's been in there watching movies. Like I hooked it up for her today, and she's been watching movies like no one's business. But oh yeah, Zach. Yeah, it's like GTA and Mafia, but I actually think that it's better than both of those games combined. Um, but anyway, the other day when my mom and I were in Walmart, I did buy a game at GameStop, which is right across from Walmart. Well, it's not right across; it's like right beside the Walmart. And I was talked into buying this game. It's two games, but they were having a deal, uh, and it only cost me $15 to get two games in one. And I'll show you. And I know that you guys probably know this game, and it's Borderlands. It actually comes with two games, Borderlands the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2. I've been enjoying this game a lot. I didn't think that I would like Borderlands, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I've heard that it's a really fun game, and it definitely is. It's fun. Yeah, definitely not a rock only person. Yeah, I can see why that would get where that gets kind of tiring. I mean, even I have to, you know, I have my go-to feel good music, and I'm going to bring this up. It's late in the stream, got about 9 minutes left. I don't care what anyone says. My go-to pop artists. I don't care if I get judged. I don't care. It's gonna Tim, I think you know who I'm about to say. Do I listen to Smash Mouth? Well, besides the song All Star, no. Taylor Swift, no, not Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, Zach D, you can. I'll add you on Xbox. My gamer tag is crap. What is it? Oh yeah, my gamer tag is Adam Walker 101. I know the most generic name I could think of. No, Jonathan, not One Republic either. It's Allie and AJ. Yeah, I know, Jonathan. I've told you that I like Allie and AJ. And Zach D, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. Honestly, you haven't heard from Allie and AJ for years now. Are you being sarcastic, Zach D? Oh no, you were being serious. Okay. Yeah, and I know what everyone's thinking. The only reason you like Allie and AJ is because they're hot. Well, yeah, but that's not the only reason. uh, I no, I've been an Allie and AJ fan for over 10 years now. Uh, I think that they're some of the few Disney artists that actually have talent. Um, and they've grown up, literally and figuratively. They've grown up. Oh, I'm not judging you, man. It's cool if you like Demi Lovato. I like Allie and AJ. I'm not really a fan of her music per se, but I've always liked Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez just seems like a really down to earth person, and I've always liked people like that. Zach, you don't get why people think Amy Lee is cute. Yeah. Okay, Zach, I will add you. You're, I'm assuming you mean Xbox One, right? Because that's what I have. Okay, Zach, I'll definitely add you, man. Italian Sniper 16. You don't think cute is the right word for Amy Lee? I would agree with that. If I'm being completely honest, I never really thought that Amy Lee was that attractive. That's just me. I mean, she's pretty in her own way, but Zach D, you were relieved. You were relieved when I pulled up that game for Xbox. Please don't be a PS player. No, I don't have the PlayStation 4. I'm an Xbox guy. I used to have, all the PlayStations. Well, most of the PlayStations when I was younger. I had the original first PlayStation. I had the PlayStation 2. Um, I never got the PS3. Um, After the PS2, I went to the Xbox 360, and now I'm with the Xbox One. And after making the switch to Xbox, I wouldn't. I was ready for a change. I asked my mom, "Hey, can I switch to the Xbox?" And she caved and got me the Xbox 360, and I've been an Xbox guy ever since. Oh, you thought about getting PS4 mainly for the exclusives? That's cool. Oh, you started with the PS1? Yeah. Well, actually, if we want to talk about strictly game consoles, the first game console that I ever had when I was a little kid was the Sega Genesis. And I had Sonic the Hedgehog and games like the Jungle Book. Those were my two favorites. Oh, you couldn't pull me away from the Jungle Book when I was a kid. I loved that game. I played it from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. You could not pull me away from that. That's old school right there. Okay, Zach, you've always been an Xbox guy because of Halo, but now Halo is crap. That's another game I haven't checked out. I've never checked out Halo. But okay, guys, it's officially the 2 hour mark, and this is where I'm going to cut it off for the night. I'm getting kind of tired, but I'm glad that you guys decided to join me. Uh, the Master Chief Collection, I have heard of that, Zach D. Maybe that'll be my next game purchase. Oh, it comes with the first 4 Halos. That's awesome. But all right, guys, I'm going to cut it off for now. Thank you for joining me to talk about Breaking Benjamin's new album, Ember, about Borderlands, about Ali and AJ, Selena Gomez, Amy Lee. I mean, we covered a lot of stuff. So I'm going to leave it here. I will see you guys next time. I'm going to go take a shower, relax, play some games. This was fun. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.